I call the Honourable Member Nikki Wagner.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. I'm very pleased to speak on this third reading of the Appropriation 2013-14 Estimates Bill, because this budget confirms that New Zealand economically is in much better shape than most of the countries that we compare ourselves with overseas. Our economy is growing at 3%. It's growing faster than the US, faster than Canada, much faster than Japan, and in contrast to the UK and Europe, which is shrinking, it's going ballistic. And that's because we're absolutely focused. This government is absolutely focused on getting our economy right back on track. And I'd like to thank the Honourable Bill English for his solid Southland determination and discipline for getting us through the worst of the global financial crisis in the best way possible. It has been tough. We've all had to tighten our belts, but we are building a stronger, more stable and more resilient economy that will serve us well in the future. Our goal is to help businesses create more and better paid jobs, and we're doing everything we can to educate, train, upskill our young people and focus on developing the areas of the economy that produce the best returns. Those are higher value exports, in-demand specialist services, and building on our strengths to produce new products, new technologies and new businesses that will deliver those highly paid jobs for New Zealanders. But to be able to create productive jobs that pay well, our basic economic infrastructure has to be efficient and effective. So this government has 4 strands to delivering a productive framework. The first is responsibly managing the government's books. That means using money wisely, keeping down debt, and I have to say, thanks to Bill English, we're doing that pretty well. And the second is to build a more competitive and productive economy, so New Zealanders can earn their prosperity on a global market. And that work's being led by the Honourable Stephen Joyce and the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment. And their purpose is to grow New Zealand for all. That's to increase the well-being and the opportunities for all New Zealanders so that they can contribute to the economy, so that they can be part of our productivity. And the third is delivering better public services. And we're doing that by delivering more services for less dollars. And we're having pretty good success in this area. We're having successes in areas like procurement. By buying in bulk, we're getting better prices. We're cutting overhead costs. We've managed to save $110 million a year on office rentals. And we're getting great productivity by utilising online technology to deliver services cheaper and better. And Kiwis have really taken to doing business online. They like the convenience, they like the fact that they can do something from their offices or their homes. This year, 35% of passports were renewed online through the internet. 18% of companies filed their GST online, and 93% of personal tax returns were made online. Now, the Honourable Clayton Crosder says, how many jobs are created by that? Well, actually, every single time you cut the cost of doing business, you have investment into more jobs. People have more productivity, businesses can increase and grow. But the runaway success of this online work is actually SmartGate at airports. Believe it or not, since 2009, 6 million people have used SmartGate. That's over 50,000 a week. And now we're able to introduce that for US and UK passports as well. It is so much better. It is so much sooner and more convenient. And finally, the last and most important priority to me is the rebuild of Christchurch. And that's all about supporting people to get their homes fixed, to get their communities restored and to rebuild our city, to rebuild the city of Christchurch and the small towns right throughout Canterbury. It's really important that we, as the second largest city in the world, city in the country, need to get back on our feet. Back to being the entrance and the port of the South Island, so we can continue to earn our living by exporting product to the world and by welcoming tourists to our city, but also to all the other areas that they visit when they come through our city. So these are the government's first 4 priorities, the 4 important legs of our economic framework, and that framework underpins the opportunities and the health and well-being of all New Zealanders. They may sound irrelevant, but they have a key effect on every one of us. And what we as New Zealanders are interested in is happy and healthy families, safe communities, jobs and a decent education for our kids and opportunities for their futures. And for that, we need economic stability. Every family right now is better off because we've got the lowest mortgage rates for 45 years and because wages are growing faster than inflation. So household costs are down whether you pay your mortgage directly or whether your landlord pays his mortgage. Because we've managed the economy well, we can pay for public services. We can keep our communities safe. We can fully fund the police and corrections so they can do a great job, and they are. Crime is now the lowest for 32 years, and in the last year alone, the crime rate has dropped by 11%. And more importantly, it's dropped in the tough areas. It's dropped 7% of violent crime and 18% on youth crime. And because we're managing the economy well, we can invest in education and training. We're investing more for our little ones, getting them into preschool education to get them a good start. We're investing more for national standards so that no school children will fall through the cracks, so that every child will have a really good basic education and the opportunity to build on that to develop job skills and for further education. Now, we all know that NCEA Level 2 is about the minimum you need to be able to survive in our complex society and to be able to contribute. And the latest results show that the numbers of young people getting NCEA Level 2 is the highest ever. It's increased from 67.5% to 77.5%. That's a 10% increase since 2008, and that's got to be a real bonus. We all want our young people to enjoy school, to embrace education and to develop their skills so they can make the very best of every opportunity. Now, because we've managed the economy well, we are also delivering better health services. More babies are being immunised, and we know how important that is. More elderly people are getting operations for hips and cataracts, and cancer treatment is now being delivered exclusively in New Zealand. No need to send Kiwis overseas. So we are truly delivering better, sooner and more convenient healthcare. Thank you.
I'm calling the Honourable Member Mike Sabin.
Oh, thank you, Mr.